Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Oyado Onn Nakatsugawa Hotel. We've come to Nakatsugawa to walk on part of the Nakasendo Trail. The hotel is actually located on the trail. It's a modern, recently built hotel that features extensive use of cypress wood. I'll be reviewing all the hotel's key facilities, including its onsen and vending machines, its complimentary buffet breakfast, and the complimentary dashi broth that's served nightly. I'll be doing a room tour of the small, comfortable, but functional room that we're in. Join me on this detailed hotel review. We'd come to Nakatsugawa to primarily walk the Nakasendo Trail. We spent 2 nights here. We were staying at the Oyado Onn Nakatsugawa Hotel. It's quite a recent hotel, having only opened in 2022. The hotel can best be described as a Japanese business type hotel. It's located on the outskirts of the old part of Nakatsugawa, and there's quite a few businesses and cafes around it. The hotel is well set back from the street, and it does look quite new and modern.
And there it is.
The vast majority of guests here were Japanese. There were only a handful of Westerners staying. If you're getting here by car, the hotel doesn't have on-site parking, but there are a couple of parking lots within a couple hundred meters of the hotel. The hotel is located around 550 meters or a 10-minute walk away from the Nakatsugawa station. The path is uphill and the ground, especially the footpaths, are quite uneven, so it's pretty heavy going with suitcases in tow. We got to the hotel from Nagoya just after 2 p.m, but check-in isn't until 4 p.m, which gave us a bit of time to wander around the old part of Nakatsugawa. The old part of Nakatsugawa is a delightful and historic area. It actually is on part of the Nakasendo Way, as is the hotel. The area around the hotel is full of old historic wooden Japanese houses, a number of streams and rivers, and also a decent view of the snow-covered nearby hills. And the late check-in gave us an opportunity to explore part of the old city.
Alright, we've had a bit of a walk through the town. Quite a charming town. And it's about 10 minutes to go until we can check into our hotel. We're just sitting outside of the hotel and it's got very convenient seats right at the front of the hotel. So just chilling out for a few minutes and then we'll check in and get to relax a little bit before dinner.
4 o'clock came and it was time to check in. The hotel was built quite recently in 2022, but in many ways it's both modern and uses a lot of traditional materials found in old Japanese houses, including its stunning cypress wood floor. And like many traditional Japanese houses, shoes aren't allowed anywhere in the hotel, and that's why all these shoe lockers are present right near reception. It was slightly annoying having to take your shoes on and off every time you came in and out of the hotel. A couple of the hotel staff spoke reasonable English and we checked in with a minimum of fuss. We had booked a comfort twin room. It was reasonably small, only 18 square meters or about 194 square feet. The cost for 2 nights was 58,600 yen, around 607 Australian dollars, or 391 US dollars. As with most Japanese hotels, this one had a public bath or onsen. It was open from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. I didn't use these baths on our stay, but here's some pictures of it taken from the internet. And the public baths or onsen do look quite inviting. The public baths were located on the mezzanine level, as were these vending machines that sold tea and coffee, water, soft drinks, and beer. If you're enjoying this video, then hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to be notified of all my future videos, hit that notify bell. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, then please consider supporting my channel by buying me a coffee. Also located on the mezzanine level was a Japanese tea station, microwave and ice dispensing machine.
That is the front reception desk. And a whole lot of lockers for shoes.
I never saw any queues in reception, and also I don't believe it's open 24/7. Complimentary breakfast is served from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. in the front dining area of the hotel. It's a wonderful light-filled area that's split up into many different sections, with heaps of tables and chairs to accommodate all the guests. The style is minimalistic in keeping with the rest of the hotel. The breakfast is a Japanese-style buffet, and it's quite good. It features a bread station, a miso soup station, plus plenty of different Japanese foods, some from the local area. There are a number of gluten-free and vegetarian options to suit all different tastes, as well as allergy requirements. Fresh and appetizing salads are available, and there's a whole different load of fish available. Grilled, fried, smoked and marinated. There's a couple of Western dishes available, such as eggs and sausages, but most of the food is Japanese. Onigiri are available, as are different meats and curries, although curry for breakfast doesn't sound that appealing for me. There's also fresh fruit available and yogurt. All very good quality and quite a reasonable selection of food you can choose from. The coffee was okay, not fantastic, not terrible, just okay, but it was available 24 hours a day from this coffee station. There was also milk, fresh juices and brewed teas available as well. The quality and selection of drinks available was quite good. Breakfast seemed quite popular, as there was always quite a crowd of people on the 2 occasions that we had breakfast here. Lunch and dinner aren't offered at the hotel. However, there are plenty of cafes and restaurants around the area, including this izakaya, which is almost directly across the road from the hotel. It's a great place to have a drink or dinner, although there is limited gluten-free food, but plenty of vegetarian options available for you. The hotel, however, does offer hot broth chizuki. It's complimentary and served from 7 p.m. nightly until the rice runs out, or 9 p.m., whichever comes first. It's a dashi or fish flavoured stock that's served with rice and different condiments. It's perfect for a snack, although for large eaters this wouldn't suffice for dinner. We were staying on the 3rd floor of the hotel, and the corridors were both moody, dark and quite funky.
Now comes the moment you have all been waiting for.
We were staying in room 328, which was a comfort twin room. Quite small, at only 18 square metres.
Right, so this is our room, room 328. There's 2 single beds together. There's sort of a day couch. That's quite spacious, really. There isn't much of a view outside. Not much of a view. I think it's a post office next door. No, not much of a view outside, I'm afraid. So this side of the bed has got light controls, as well as 2 power points. There's a small table. Looks like traditional Japanese garb. Couple of power points there, and quite a few more there. I think this might be, no, that's not a fridge. I'm not sure that we have a fridge.
Well, that's not
open.
It's not going to open.
No, it's not going to open. But that is a small TV. it's the air conditioner. And over here we have a sink. Right, so the sink is outside in the main room. Another power point there. There's a bit of storage, hanging storage. And I've found that is the very dark black fridge. And what we got under there, tea and coffee making facilities, hairdryer, and safe. Quite a small safe.
Everything's quite miniature.
Yeah, it's quite small. That's our suitcases. I'm not sure where they're going to go. Probably on the couch, I think, because there's not a lot of room in here. I mean, it's quite sort of funky, isn't it?
This is more the size you'd get in your average Japanese room.
Yes,
We've been
indeed.
spoiled with some of ours.
All right. So there's a hook.
sliding door.
There's a sliding door. Oh,
For privacy.
it's a sliding door for privacy.
Washing your hands.
Yes. Okay. So there's a separate toilet, but it is connected through a doorway to the shower. The shower, it's big enough, but sort of the door's in an awkward position. There's complimentary shampoo, conditioner, and body soap called Paula. And yeah, with the door closed, there's a reasonable amount of room in here. It does seem like a prefabricated bathroom and toilet, this, but anyway, it's all quite functional. All quite functional. It looks comfortable. What are the beds like?
Just unpacked our sake.
Oh, our sake is unpacked. Oh, we're going to get stuck into that momentarily, I think.
I think so.
Yes, I think we've deserved it. Well, we're here for 2 nights. It should be pretty good. Looks to be quite a compact.
I mean, it's 2 beds, they're together, but it's actually bigger than having a king-size bed.
I think
it?
so, yeah, I think so. The TV's in a strange position.
We just have to lay in bed on our right side.
Right, okay. Yeah, all right. 2 nights here.
Yep.
Only thing with this room is the TV is not working at all. Don't know why, it's just not working. Our room is right behind the lifts. We heard absolutely and utterly nothing from the lifts. Very well insulated the room was. This was a modern, comfortable, if slightly expensive hotel to stay at, considering its location and relative remoteness. It was on the expensive side. The room was small but quite functional and comfortable. The shower was good, the bed was good, the air conditioning quiet and effective. The breakfast was quite good. The only issue we had was the TV not working. I'd give this hotel a Maximo rating of 4 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching my hotel review, and until next time, you take care and bye for now.